Hello and welcome. We have a story to tell you, but I don't have to tell the story on my own. I've been joined by some good friends. So, without further ado, welcome to this week's first broadcast. And the first rule of live broadcasting is things will not go smooth all the time. So, we say hello to Lottie. Hello, Lottie.
Hello, and excuse the echo in the background. This was all impromptu, folks, but that's part of the story.
Yeah. Hello, Marco.
Hello, everybody. Greetings from Portugal.
See, I was just about to say Marco's in Portugal. All good. Hello, Nick.
Hello, and greetings from sunny Farnborough.
Farnborough. Whereabouts is Farnborough, Nick?
We are about just a little bit southwest of London, about 30 plus miles, just into a little bit of Hampshire, and it's the home of British aviation. We used to have a big army balloon depot here, and then the first flight in the UK, powered flight, was just down the road, just down there.
Font of things every day. Thank you very much, Nick.
Now, I'm
proud.
Yeah, my messenger has been going crazy with messages from Mr. Peter Stewart, from Inga, from Live Video Production, from the group that Joe set up to impress people. So Joe put together a group of 5-6 people who wanted to know more about live video production. The idea being to actually share them all about live video production. And of course, the first 10 minutes just didn't happen. So we're here now. And of course, Lottie is the one with the script. But Bridgetti's not passed it to her. So, right, okay. I want to start really at the beginning and ask each of you in turn how you got involved in live video and why you think it's so important to be involved.
Unmute myself. That's always an important thing to remember when you are getting involved live. And thank you for the question, Stephen, because you mentioned my name. I think the boys have left it to me to go first.
They have, yeah.
We are very polite.
The interesting factor about today is I was looking, like many of you may have been who are watching, to find the live show. And of course, as is its normal in live stream and live production, tech mayors, as I call them, technical glitches happen. And poor Bridgetti, who was meant to be hosting today's show, has had all sorts of South African nightmares, technical. I happen to be sitting here in Dublin, having done some coaching this morning, with a beautiful, sunny, foggy view and a Wi-Fi that's working. So, but I've also got a husband who's working over there as well. So if you hear any extra noises, the reasons for getting into live streaming, really, communication, connection. These people you see around are friends, real friends, years before COVID struck and nobody was allowed out. These were wonderful supporters, mentors, experts that I'd go to, people that I'd share ideas with and be able to co-preneur and cross-connect. And I'd say probably 5-6 years ago now, Stephen, you and I met on Blab. And I think loads of us met there, the old B word. But this was the space where I have found real community with heart. We managed back then to kick out trolls and lots of negativity. This has been a safe space where people have brought ideas, shared connections, made collaborations over competition, and made real friends with people. And my scary factor, as I'm desperately wanting to leave Facebook, is the fear factor of, where am I going to go next with this? And that's my next chapter in the story, Stephen, I think we're chatting about storytelling and sharing stories today. Well, that's the next chapter in the story is where will we be live next? That's going to be interesting to find out from people.
A great start, Lottie. I mean, it is a question which we've all got to answer at some time. But Marco, how did you get started in live video?
Well, it
And why is
was
it good?
almost 100 years ago. It seems. Well, it was in the September 2015. I was scrolling through my Facebook feed, and I found a friend of mine sharing this new thing, strange thing. Look, I'm live on this platform. Join me. And I said, okay, let me see what's happening here. Let me see what's happening here. I joined it. I don't know if you ever heard about BeLive. I joined. I was in the room just watching the conversation, and then my friend asked me, "Do you want to join on screen?" And I say, "Of course, I want," because I don't know about you, but you know that feeling sometimes you had that I call this the love at first live, but I think it was something deeper than just this. It's kind of, I had so fun. I see so potential here when we can share our insights in real time. I think you don't have to prepare too much. You don't have to edit, to cut, to make uh, new takes and everything. So this seems interesting to me. Then I started praising the live streaming at that time, 2015, and people were looking at me, what kind of weed are you smoking? And I well, at least their faces told me that story. They didn't say it, but they looked like they were saying this. And I felt from the very first moment the potential that live stream could have, and for me, and also to a broader potential people like professionals, freelancers, business owners, small companies, brands, everything. And I started praising. I wanted to bring more people to the screen with me. They were no, They said, some said yes, but they didn't ever. Okay, let's do it. They say, okay, I will do, but they didn't get they didn't get the step. And others made this thing like this was rocket science. We need to plan, we need to do this and that and that. And I say, okay, I think going live, choose a topic and just do it. I think it's oh no, I like to plan because I take my I'm very strict, I'm very professional, and I say, okay, and after 5 years I don't know where they are, but I know where I am. And I think it's very important. I know how many people I met. I know how much friends I made. I know that, for instance, and this is kind of a good thing. For instance, last week I got Amazon Live. So Lottie, if you want a nice place to go live, I think Amazon Live could be a nice place. Apply to join there. And the good thing, and this came to my mind, the bomb exploded last week was when I look where I was in when I started this adventure, and that people which I just was seeing in the kind of the billboards of the conferences and launching books, they started being my guests. And this for me means a lot. And every people and participating in this kind of situations. And I like to say this: if this worked for me, I can guarantee that it will work also for you.
But it can work, and that's the main thing. That if you just do it, there's a chance it all might come together and work. I'm going to match up my background with Nick's now. Right, Nick, When did you get started?
I'm glad you can match your background, Stephen. As you know, I'm having difficulties on that score. I got into it really from a marketing perspective. I'd literally just set up my marketing company back in 2015, I think it was 2014, 2015. And yes, suddenly Facebook were talking about live video streaming. I remember being in Waterloo Station and they were live streaming across the big screens across Waterloo Station. And even I realised that there might be something to this. And I seriously, I just, I only ever went live on my phone and that was it. I just power it up. It was back in the days when it was really early and raw. It was so fun because only a few people realised how you actually flipped your screen so it was the right way. So you weren't doing back to front stuff, and you could hold a book up, people could read it. And they were going, "Oh, how'd you do that?" And the number of people that used to ring me to do that, it was just so fun. And the thing was, and I really started using it with estate agents to begin with, in order that they could actually do walk through houses live streaming. And it was great because Facebook were really rewarding the reach, and that's really why I started live streaming, because I was getting that benefit from it. And up until very recently, that's still the case, because I did a year ago, on the 24th of March last year, when the UK I think officially went into lockdown, or the day before. I started live streaming for local business, just to hold a space open for local businesses to come on and let us know whether they were open, what they were doing. And the first couple of days, there was no one there, just me. And I was normally, I'd like to be behind the camera. I've been doing some video producing. And the first few days, it was just me there, just chatting away to myself. And then a local business network picked up on what I was doing, because I was on a Facebook page I hadn't used in years. But Facebook were just rewarding me with this reach. And then the local business picked up on it. And then I was getting actual people to interview, which was really exciting. And the reach just went through the roof, and we were getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of views every live stream. And it's just, and that's the thing, you as you said, Lottie, you can't help but make friends when you live stream. It's one of those things. I get to interview some of the most amazing people. They then become friends, and we do it, multiple times, and everyone's just fascinating, and it's really weird. And the nice thing is, people say, "Oh, it's just like having a chat with you, Nick." And it's like, yeah, forget the cameras there, and just chat, and that's it. And that's how I started my live streaming journey, and I just love it. It's like I think you said before, Stephen. It becomes like an addiction. You just can't help it.
The thing is, you get bitten by the live video bug, and once you've been bitten, then that's it. You can't stop yourself from going live. At least once a week, and in the case of Marco and I, at least 5 or 6 times a week. Right, okay. Let's catch up with a couple of comments that have come in, and thank you for everybody who's actually found us. I'll give an explanation in a minute. So we've got hi and thumbs up from Bev.
Yay, mummy.
Okay, and just do it, and that must be Linda.
That's on the live video production page as well, the group and the page, the community. And Lillian Mola.
Just do it. And
fantastic live streamer.
Yay.
Philippines, excellent. Okay, thank you for joining us, and thank you to everybody who's watching live, and an increasing number of you are. Now I'm going to give everybody a break for a moment. I'm going to, because I'm producer of the show, and this is the important point. I'm the guy with the controls. Okay, and I can make people disappear. I'm not going to do that because everybody here is.
You're the master.
What I can do is give everybody a 2-minute break, and I can put myself full screen, and hopefully that will work. Yeah, I'll probably take myself off again. I'm going to put myself back on again. Right, okay. One of the things about this, okay. Right, okay, thank you for the question. We'll come to that in a minute. I'll take this as a joint effort. I'm going to take my name off. Okay. One of the things about being a live video producer is that I'm in control. I can bring people on and off screen. I can show items on screen. I can change the way the screen looks. I can brand the screen. And if you are someone who wants to appear on camera but doesn't want to do all the back office, that's what this week is about. And we're looking at ways in which you can have shows produced for you by people who know what they're doing. We're looking at 5 platforms. We're looking at BeLive today. We're looking at StreamYard tomorrow. Wednesday is Restream. Thursday is with Nick on Melon, which we always say is by Streamlabs, so that people don't think we're saying what's for dessert. And then on Friday is OBS.Ninja, which I'm running. Now, the 3 friends who you saw today will be on the shows during the course of the week. The unfortunate thing today is that today's show is going to be hosted by Bridgetti. Now, Bridgetti is in Cape Town, South Africa, and they do have problems there with power and with internet signal. And we just hope that Bridgetti gets back on the internet soon. Our internet disappeared a few moments before she was due to go live. She spent the weekend preparing, I know, because she sent me a list of questions to answer. So Bridgetti, if you're watching live now, thank you. You've given me the ideas to move this broadcast forward. I'll try to get everybody to answer the questions you asked. And to everybody who's watching, thank you. This is, though, live video, and things do occasionally go wrong. But as we're proving now, hopefully, you do have a plan B. And if things do go wrong, you just carry on regardless. So I'll take myself off full screen because everybody's had a chance to have a breather, because we didn't expect to be here, but we are now. Right, okay. Let's catch up with the comments. And the one that came in last was this one. What's the benefits of a small and artisan business using live streaming shows like these? Lottie, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think a benefit right there is the fact that you can see the question below. Because if you noticed when Steven threw the first question to me, I'm not the marketing expert like these 2 gents below, so I'd totally forgotten what the question was, asking us about where did we start in live streaming, but the marketeers below me did. But what a joy is about using a professional production platform, which is basically what these tools that we'll be looking at are. And by starting with BeLive and StreamYard, they're some of the tools that have been around for longer. And there's hundreds of thousands of people who use them. There's tens of thousands of people who broadcast professionally with these tools, and who, as the screen moves, part of what we need to learn is where to sit. And as you use it, what to be, where to have our heads. And what you'll notice with all of us here is that in watching other small business people, I'm actually a small business person myself. I've been coaching confidence on camera for the last nearly 30 years, but actually here in Ireland for the last 10 years since taking redundancy from Coca-Cola. So I've worked with marketeers who are global around the world. But this is the space where I've actually found really connected audiences. It's enabled me to not have to market, because this is a marketing tool right here, being able to produce your own shows, bring in phenomenal guests, like Marco was saying. Oh, I've had guests from all around the world. And as we're seeing right now, we've got people in the Philippines. Lillian is joining us, and hopefully she'll be on screen soon. Kick me out, Steve. Oh, Bridgetti's here anyway. So Bridgetti can take over properly now, boot me out. Lillian can come back in the room. These are the joys of it, is that this is a shared connection, and the people with the appropriate, factual, true information at that time, the expert, even though we don't like calling ourselves experts, that's for somebody else to choose, as Bridgetti always says, then this is a space that we can connect. And you, as viewers, can see how different people are set up. I was impromptu today, so I'm in my hoodie. I'm by my fireplace. I've even got the stains on the fireplace where it's been sucked up the chimney because of storms. But you wouldn't normally do that. So when I join Steven later in the week on Friday, I will be in my studio, and you can see the difference of how you can do it, But when you want to bring it to the next level, these are exactly what our 5 days live video production training brings to our viewers and those who connect with us. So thank you all for connecting. And Bridgetti, shall I throw it over to you? Because I can see you over there. And notice as well, I'm looking through the camera rather than spending my whole time talking to people looking at the screen over there. So little tips and tricks. Confident is later in the week as well. Bridgetti, over to you. And I can say, impromptu, done. Drop the mic. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. And Lottie, thank you very much for stepping in there. We had some technical difficulties. These things happen at the last minute, at the drop of a hat. So I'm not even sure what Lottie had said because I literally dropped in at the end of the conversation. So I'm completely lost. I don't know what anyone has said, where we are. I can't see anyone, don't know what's going on. So I'm literally just going to run with it. Is Inga still with us?
Marco and Nick are on screen with me, still here with you, Bridgetti, if you can hear me there.
Okay.
But Marco and Nick know what's going on. I'm just waiting to get it out and somebody else to come on.
Okay. So I'm going to reboot the show and just say welcome to the show, everyone. This is the live video production week, and I'm not appearing the way that I would have liked to appear on screen. I'm actually on my mobile phone. This is totally a last-minute improvisation of us trying to rescue what we were planning for today. And I think the biggest takeaway from this is the fact that when you are live streaming, when you're producing live shows, things can and they will go wrong at the last moment. Now, I, for example, had sufficient data. I'm on a fiber connection. I tested that, today to death, make sure everything worked. I rebooted my computer. I had everything set up. I had mobile data set up just in case, and thank goodness. And it was one of those occasions where just absolutely everything failed at the last minute. Now, what can happen is that basically one... Sorry, it's getting terrible feedback there.
Yeah, I've got rid of it. Lillian's
so everything failed.
You still got feedback, Bridgetti?
Okay. So things can go wrong at the last minute despite everything. But the one lesson one can learn from a situation like this is to literally take a deep breath. There are a lot of things when you're streaming that is completely out of your control. And that's what happened today. So I'm rebooting. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm Bridgetti Lim Banda from Cape Town in South Africa. I'm a live TV host. And one thing that I'm very passionate about is responsible social media. And that's a huge thing when you are in the live video space or if you are on social media. And so the purpose of this week is to highlight 5 different live streaming platforms that we use as live video producers to help you level up your live streams with confidence, and to know that you've got an experienced live video producer behind the scenes taking care of things so that you can focus on your product, your service, your brand, and connect with your audience. That's the purpose of having a live video producer. And I did say we are going to be using 5 different live tools this week. And so today, thank you very much to Steven. We are using BeLive TV. So again, if you don't know me, I have got a passion for responsible social media, and I'm also an active member of the global live streaming community. And my favorite quote, which is what we had to do today, is be like Nike and just do it. And whether that is improvising at the last minute, as we've just done, the show must go on and we do what we can do. So we've got Steven Healey in the UK, who's a huge part of the live video production team, and whose skills as a Udemy course creator specifically for BeLive TV, is completely unmatched. Steven is amazing. And then we've got Marco Novo in Portugal, who is, again, just simply the best. English is not his first language, but he set out with a purpose, and watching him develop his English language skills has been amazing. And then we've got Nick Wood from the UK. He's a video digital marketer and a multiple business owner and a live stream fanboy, as he calls himself. And his favorite quote is, "The only thing that's stopping you is you." And we've proven that again today. Where there's a will, there's a way. We absolutely just do things. And so to look forward, looking ahead at the week, tomorrow we've got David Burrows in Canada, and he is going to be using StreamYard. Today again, we're using the BeLive TV platform. And David's show title is going to be Sharing Your Story with Live Streaming. And on Wednesday, we're looking forward to our dear Marco. He's going to go live with Restream, and his title is going to be How to Spot Good Guests for Your Live Shows. And on Thursday, we look forward to Nick, who's going to be in the control room with Melon. And he's going to be talking about having live stream confidence. And of course, on Friday, least but not last, our very own Steven Healey, who's in the production control room today. Steven's show is going to be called Just Do It, and he's going to go live with OBS.Ninja. And on Friday, joining him will be Lillian Muller, who's on a mission to help women gain financial independence and show women how they can show up online confidently. And also the other producer that's going to be joining Steven on Friday will be Linda Sunshine West. She's a 6-time best-selling author, speaker, red carpet interviewer, founder of the Women Action Takers. And her favorite quote is, "Nothing happens without action." And that is so true. We've got to act and we've got to do things. And so now we want to discuss a little bit about why we want to use live video. We want to use live video because businesses and entrepreneurs are the heartbeat of our economy. And so live video is an opportunity for you to have incredible moments with your audience and to interact with them as things are happening. And so you can have fireside chats, you can have product launches, you can have company announcements, you can have special promotions, offers, and so on with your live audience. But let's move on to the amazing people who have joined us on screen today. Steven, if you could just let me know who else do we have on screen with us today, because I'm unable to see.
We have Lottie is still here, and Lillian is in her studio, but she doesn't have headphones on, which is why we got the feedback a moment ago. So Lillian, if you could put headphones on. The other thing is that this is BeLive. We can only have 4 people on screen, so I will drop out when requested to do so. No problem with that. Bridgetti, it's over to you.
Okay. So Steven, shall we just while we've got you on screen, we know that you are passionate about live streaming and about BeLive in particular. And as I said earlier, you are absolutely a master at making tutorials for Udemy courses for BeLive. What is it that you love about BeLive in particular?
Right. The thing that I love about BeLive is everybody who's involved with it. There are over 40 people working behind the scenes to make BeLive what it is. And I'm conscious of the fact that they are concerned about doing things for the broadcaster. So in other words, you can bring images on screen, you can bring multiple images on screen, you can play videos straight direct from YouTube, you can do live selling. There are lots of things that you can do on BeLive that you can't do anywhere else. Now, that's not to say that all the systems we're looking at this week have their good points and bad points, but I'm fortunate to actually work for BeLive, creating content, and being on the inside, I can see what's going on, I can see what's coming up. I can't talk about what's coming up, I can hint at it, but I'm not going to. So BeLive were the first company to go 2 people on screen, and then 3 people on screen, and then 4 people on screen. And BeLive is the only system that can go out to Facebook in 1080p, high definition, and the recording plays back at 1080p. They're the only company doing this because Facebook said they could, because they're approved by Facebook for doing it. So better quality video, enhancements which help us with the live broadcasts, and a support team behind the scenes who do anything for anybody. And I've got to mention one innovation in recent months, which is a live video editor, which means that directly after this show, we can go and use, without leaving BeLive, we can go to the video editor and we can create snippets which can then use to promote the next show or to promote the replays. So a lot of things that BeLive have done for broadcasters. They seem to understand what broadcasters want. Okay, now there were different tales during the week, but it's BeLive today. So that's the BeLive tale.
Fantastic. And so, you know, this week is all about live production services. So as a live stream producer, what would you say your ideal client looks like, and which time zones would work for you as a live stream producer?
Right. My time zones are 4 a.m. Eastern through to 4 p.m. Eastern. Okay, I've always worked on the American Eastern clock, and those are my 12 hours a day. In terms of who would make an ideal client, basically it's anybody who has a story to tell, wants to come in front of camera to tell it, either alone or with colleagues from their business, and wants to go live on Facebook and YouTube, and wants to do it just by turning up. So the only thing they have to work out is how to do their camera, how to do their microphone. The rest is handled by the show producer. And that everything, all the back office is handled by the show producer. So for me, it's anybody who wants to go live without hassle.
Fantastic. Do you have any projects that stood out for you in all the time that because you've been streaming but 5-6 years, right? Were there any projects that stood out for you that you kind of like thought, I really enjoyed producing those?
Yes, there are two in particular. One was in 2018 with Fons Chamberlain, and he said, I've got this idea. I said, okay, tell me what the idea is. He said, we'll go live for 12 hours. And I'll interview people, and we'll do it for charity. We'll do it for the cancer charity, and we'll go live on air on Facebook, 3-4 hour shows. You produce them, I'll host them, we'll have guests on. And it was just an amazing day, because we had the founder of the charity who started the show and ended the show. And in between that, we had guests from all throughout the UK who were promoting the charity, and the funds actually raised money for the charity. So that, from an enjoyability and a fundraising point of view, the one I did with funds in 2018 is probably well, to do 12 hours non-stop is quite an effort, but it's also rewarding. So that's the first one.
It takes a lot of preparation, right?
It does. I mean, I didn't appear on camera, but I was behind the scenes for 12 hours, bringing people on and off and doing everything that you producer should do. So it all went smoothly. And on the whole, it did. It wasn't perfect, but it was close. And the second one is through Linda West, who's with me in the show on Friday, connected with Dolly and Anita. Now, Dolly and Anita Myers, Dolly Cortez, wanted to go live, and they wanted to go live on Facebook, but they didn't want, as I said earlier, they didn't want all the hassle. They wanted to just turn up on camera and do their show, and that's what we did for 9 months. We actually did a live show on Facebook, and they had a guest every week, and it went amazingly well. They went from knowing nothing about live video to being able to, after 9 months, run their own show. I'm happy to say that Anita and Dolly are still broadcasting live every single week, and that I was a part of that, and I'm happy and proud to have been a part of that, of actually helping them discover the benefits of going live on video. Thank you for your questions, Bridgetti. Right, I'm gonna go and hide.
Steven, before you go,
Oh, okay.
if anyone wants to use your services, how do they find you?
You can find me in the BeLivers group. You can find me on Google or YouTube just by typing in. Let's go for it. Just a minute. If I can find myself. If you type in my name, that's the wrong button, isn't it? Okay. In a second, I'm going to press the right button. I'm just showing it. Okay. There you go. Eventually, if you type my name in Google or YouTube, anywhere, you'll find me, and you're more welcome to connect. And if I can help you, I will. And if I can't help you, I know somebody who can, especially my friends on screen at the moment. So I'm going to go and hide now. Back to you, Bridgetti, and I shall bring up a surprise guest.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So Marco, I can't see you, but I know that you are there. So
Hopefully I am.
welcome to the show, Marco. So
Thank you so much.
It's great to have you here. Tell us how you became a live streamer and what were some of the challenges that you had to overcome in your journey? But more importantly, how did overcoming your challenges help you to become a live stream producer and serve clients?
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. Well, I started in 2015. I went to Blab. Someone asked, someone shared on Facebook. He was broadcasting in this new platform. I went there to take just to take a look. He invited me, and I felt in love, and I couldn't stop making, even though it was very hard by those days to find guests. And I think live streaming by ourselves, just alone, ahead talking, is not that funny. But well, now it's more easier to make it. But by those times, it was not. It was a kind of awkward to be there. Okay, just talking. I think it's more amusing and more insightful for us and for those who are watching when there are more people there talking and changing ideas and bringing up some different perspectives. That's how I started. Then Blab went down. I had to wait till Facebook Live became real for mortal people. And then I started in 2017, I think, on Facebook Live for my phone, and then I met BeLive. I started doing my shows in January 2018. I started my regular show, the special Marco T Live show, which made 3 years, and I think I somewhere I lose the accountability of the show. I think I made more than 200 episodes just on that show. I had around 200 guests from, I think, around 30 countries, 4 continents. I'm trying to get a penguin to to make it broader, and that's it. I think well, challenges. It's first of all, I think it was I think it's a two-way situation, which is, as I said, for me, with a guest or with guests, the show it's more interesting, and also a guest can bring you he or her audience. It can brings you more. It helps you to build in a best way and fast way your personal brand. It gives you more authority. It's more entertaining also if you find the right guest. And we will talk about it on Wednesday. And because I have 2 situations. First of all, I think at the beginning, even though we may be aware of who we are and we may be self-confident, there's always this doubt. Will he or she accept? So I think it's one of the things. It's okay. Let's start from people which are in our environment, which are around us, and which can help us to make this. I think it's important, and also, and this is kind of it's weird because one thing you should have something to show to them. Look, I'm doing this, but on the opposite way, it's kind of the first job you need to do. They ask for experience, but it's the first job. Oh, you can make it. So I felt in this. I think it's one of the things. And then it's also the value you should bring to your guests. Okay. Otherwise, if you just ask them to join you just for you, I think this doesn't work. So I think and also I had this technical challenge, which, by the way, I just found it. I think 1.5 years after I started broadcasting, I went to Udemy course from someone, I don't know who he is, Steven Healey, maybe. I was checking the class internet speed, and okay, let me check. Look, you should have around 1.52 megabytes upload speed. I said, okay, let me check. I had around 0.5 or something. And I say, okay, not a big deal. Let me keep doing this. And then one day I got to fiber, and now I'm okay. But this, I used to call this the deliberate ignorance. When you, okay, you know that you have this checklist, but there are some items on the checklist. If you ignore them, you can make it also. So I think it's one of the things, and I keep saying this to my clients, and I think it's one of the best starting kit. Well, it's also a kick, yes. You should have to start it what you have today. Okay, you have a cell phone. I think all the people, or almost all the people, mainly on business side and on professionals, they have a cell phone. They have some knowledge, so I think it's enough to start, and then we keep improving. So it's also important, and I used to talk about the 3 layers of respect you should have when you're producing content, when you're a businessman, a businesswoman, a freelancer, whatever. It's the 3 layers of respect, which are: respect your identity. Don't try to be someone else. Don't try to copy anyone, because this doesn't work. Okay, keep being you. Respect your progression, which means if you are starting, you don't want to have the outcome of someone who's already doing this for 5 years, like me, for instance, or Bridgetti, or maybe Nick, or maybe Lillian. Don't try to be as good as they are now, because we are on this from lots of times. We made lots of mistakes at the beginning. I think, at least I did, and I keep doing. So this is very important. Don't be too exigent with yourself, because okay, I made a mistake. It's normal making mistakes. It's normal not doing this perfect at the beginning, because even after lots of experience, you won't be perfect also. So don't be. And also, and the 3rd layer is respect your audience. Okay, because if you want just, okay, let me be funny, and you don't bring any value to the audience, if you don't bring any entertainment, if you don't bring anything to them, they won't watch you. Just simple. So I think to wrap up this thing, it's something that is important to also to send to your customers. Look, you have to respect. It's something kind of a frame you should work as a starting frame. You should have this in mind: respect your identity, respect your progression, and respect your audience.
Thanks very much, Marco. And again, if you've just joined the show, then a warm welcome to you. This is the first show of the live video production week. There's going to be 4 more shows. Thanks to the COVID pandemic, live video has gained huge traction and popularity as the new normal. And thank goodness, because it's opened up so many opportunities. But how we show up online can either impact us negatively or positively. And one of the reasons why, if you want to have a professional show, it's a good idea to enlist the services of a live video producer. So to say hello to all of those of you who have joined us in the comments, a warm welcome to Bev. Bev said hello in the comments. She says she's watching from the Philippines. Hello to Luan. Hello to David Burrows from Canada, who's going to be producing tomorrow using the Streamyard platform. Hello to Neil Smith in the UK. Joe Shepherd is watching us live. Hello, Joe. Hello to Peter Stewart. Hello to Corinda. And great to have you guys join us on the live stream. So tell us, Marco, if people want to enlist your services as a live stream producer, what are the time frames that work for you and how can people connect with you?
Well, I'm on the same time zone as Steven, so I get. Well, I was talking about respect your identity, and I'm copying Steven. Look, shame on me. Yeah, but it is. I am on the same time zone, GMT. So it's around. I think it's 4 a.m., 4 p.m. EST, and you can send me an email mnovo@marconovo.net, or you can find me on MFC Novo. It's my user on the main platforms. YouTube it's different, but if you search for Marco Novo, you will find me. But on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, MFC Novo, you will find me. It's very easy. I had to struggle to find the user which was not picked on whole platforms who fits me, but I came to something.
We do what we can. We do what we
Absolutely.
can. Marco, thank you so much. And
You're welcome.
We were going to have Inga, who's also in the comments. Inga is the product manager for BeLive TV, and she was going to be joining us, but unfortunately things didn't work out the way as planned. And we will definitely have to reorganize to have Inga as a guest again. She works on BeLive TV's studio and mobile products. And she tells us that she loves tennis, houseplants, and she dreams of adopting a cat one day. So Inga, I'm sorry that things didn't work out the way we had planned it today, but we would love to do a rebroadcast and have you on screen with us again. Has Lillian joined us on screen? Because I can't see her.
She has, yes. Yeah.
Ah, Lillian, welcome to the show. Good to have you with us. I'm not sure if Inga's able to, Lillian's able to hear us or not.
Lillian should be audible now. Lillian, hello.
Okay, sounds like Lillian's not able to join us on audio.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Is she able to hear us now?
I can hear. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah, we can hear you. I think we might have lost Bridgetti.
Okay, so there is some kind of delay, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I think go for it. Tell your story, Lillian.
Right, we've lost your sound, Bridgetti. Lillian, if you'd like to tell us your story.
Bridgetti, can you hear me?
Lillian, can you hear me? The guys can hear me.
Well, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Right. Marco, could you ask Lillian to tell her story, please?
Lillian, can you hear me? You can hear me, Lillian?
I think we...
I think
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. If you
can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Perfectly. If you can share your story with the audience, this will be good. Okay? Perfect.
One of the things about live broadcasting is not having any white space, which is when nobody's talking. Lillian, can you tell your story?
My name is Lilian Mole. I live in Switzerland. I am the founder and the CEO of the African Women's Economic and Entrepreneurship Forum, the place. I've been talking for a few minutes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sometimes things don't go according to plan. And in that particular instance, we had a situation where Bridgetti's sound cut out because of the internet signal, and there was delay on Lillian's feed, so that, well, anyway, Bridgetti, are you with us?
No sound?
No sound.
Sound.
Bridgetti, would you like to refresh, please?
We got that,
That's the international signal that all producers give, saying, Bridgetti, will you refresh, please? Okay, so
love it.
Everything's happening today. Good. Okay, that's back to the three of us. Okay, Nick, it's your turn. It's your turn. I've decided. Well, Bridgetti's script says it's your turn, so there you are.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I can repeat what I was saying earlier. Actually, I'm going to highlight some bits that I missed off. So I was telling you earlier that I really started live streaming when Facebook Live really started. I was at this. I was on a big Facebook boot camp, and Facebook were telling us, we are just going to, be promoting this all over the place. You won't believe where we're going to promote it. And that's when I then saw it on this big digital billboard at Waterloo Station, and seriously, guys, it was just me, and I said earlier, me and my little phone. I think it's the same phone actually. It was great. I used to get on. My biggest issues were if it was sunny, I then couldn't see the screen, so I couldn't actually see if anyone was engaging or anything like that. But basically, was using live streaming like that, and I was doing it all over the place. I was doing it in London, in Farnborough, anywhere I could. I just whip out my phone. If I had a thought in my head, then I'd be going out there and just chatting about it. And it's true, we were rewarded with good reach, managed to build some nice Facebook groups for clients. And then, of course, I have my office, and I know Steven's going to be talking about OBS a little later in the week, but I did want something a little bit more. I wanted to do some more teaching, basically. So I wanted to be able to actually share a screen and show some slides up and change the background. And I had great fun in the early days with OBS, messing around with a green screen and having videos in the background running. I had a guy that chops his finger off. I got a piece of stock footage, and he's chopping wood, and he chops his finger off, and I put up at the end of that. I said, "Oh, no one was harmed in the making of this live stream." And it's silly little things like that, and I just enjoyed playing it. And then I kind of fell out of love with it. I stopped for some reason. I don't know why. I think it was a case of I feared that I'd run out of things to say. And this is what I say to clients these days, because I say, one of the big reasons you want to live stream is because, particularly I specialize in coaches and consultants these days, and their big fear is that they're going to run out of content. And I say to them, look, I can eradicate that fear and worry for you, because by live streaming, you have got so much content, so much digital asset that you're never going to run out, because you haven't just got your live stream that you're putting out straight away. As Steven said, particularly with BeLive, it's amazing editing software where you stay in the studio pretty much, and you just take it and make it into little clips, square clips for Facebook, and you don't even have to download it. You can share it direct to your Facebook page, so you can make little clips like that. But also those little clips, or the whole videos, you can download those. You've got the whole audio track, which becomes a really easy to put together podcast. Just a little bit of trimming does it. It's not rocket science. I often just leave mine as they are. Apart from that, you can just transcribe the video. So then you've got a whole blog post that you can use. And trust me, if you're doing an interview, if you're chatting for half an hour, 35, 40 minutes, you're going to have a good 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 word blog post. and it's going to be very keyword rich because you'll be talking about whatever your specialist subject is. So you're covering lots of different angles. And of course, the other thing is you can actually then embed your video into the blog post, which gives it even more resonance with Google and more linking. And of course, then you can cut that up, and then you've got lots of little Twitter elements. And it's just, that's the thing, one live stream broadcast for like half an hour would give me at least a month's worth of content. I could eke it out that long quite easily, and over different platforms. So you have it slightly different for LinkedIn, you have it slightly different for Twitter, you have it slightly different for Instagram. And I've even recently started making them into lovely portraits on TikTok. Only very recent, but yeah, some people seem to like them. So we'll carry on with that, see what happens. And that's the thing, you know, we have to go with the flow. We evolve as live video evolves. We evolve with it, find different platforms to play on it. As Marco says, yeah, I want to go find out Amazon Live. That sounds another great idea. You know, what's not to love? Twitch. I've set up a Twitch account. It's another place where you can stick live video. So what's not to love about that? So it'll be going there, and that's basically how I got into live streaming. It was super easy, super enjoyable, and it just provides tons and tons of content. You never ever run out of content if you live stream. I promise you.
So Nick, who's your ideal client as a live stream producer, and which time zones would you work across?
Oh, I mean, I see now. I'm in the same time zones as Steven, but you see, I'm a bit of a night owl, so I can stay up later. So I can go. If you're in the States, I can go up to like 9. I'd kind of draw the line at 9 p.m. Eastern. That would be a little bit too late. But certainly, you know, in the UK time, I live streamed with a brilliant Australian lady last week, Madam Chili. Always like to give her a shout out with her brilliant chili products. She imports from Thailand. She brings some other stuff in from Australia, and is building a huge business. And she live streams twice a month using them as giveaways. So clients with products that they want to sell from online, I say coaches and consultants, they're easy meat for a live stream producer. You can do great stuff with them. And yeah, during the day so from 9 a.m. UK time to 9 p.m. UK time would be a great time scale for me.
And are there particular clients that you would cater to?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I say, the coaches and consultant industry seems to be the one that I just naturally pull together. But the favourite one I ever did though was for a charity called the Hygiene Bank, and I volunteered for them and did a bit of social media for them as well. And they wanted to run a celebrity quiz. They had celebrities. Hayley McQueen, who's on Sky Sports in the UK, has a show there, very popular, and that was in 2 different ways. So she was on, and we did the full producer kit for her. So wrote the script. She actually had the guests come on because they were famous sports people, but we had the questions written. So it's really scripted, something that she really understood because that's what she does as a day job. She reads from a script and an auto cue, and that was a nice, easy producing job because I just producer run a show. I then just put up the little calls to action while she was chatting. So the telephone numbers to text, had the tracker running, emails that they could use to donate. And that was really cool. And then the other one, the next day, was 4 people, four celebrities, a lady called Faye Ripley, who's one of the patrons of the Hygiene Bank. And for the guys in the UK, she was on a program called, I think it was 30 something. It was like the UK kind of thing of Friends. So she was on that with John, whose surname escapes me, but a very funny English comedic actor and comedian, David Baddiel, who's a very famous English comedian as well, and the guy whose name I can't remember either, but he played Draco's father in Harry Potter. I still didn't know who he was, but we had them as a foursome like here, and because they were all good friends, we kind of just let them run with it. and it was like herding sheep at times. But they were friends. Really importantly, we had someone specifically monitoring the comments, because they were famous. We did have a lot of people on. We had 150 viewers at one stage, all on the same time. So getting multiple comments. Some were a little bit inappropriate, but we managed to catch most of them, and that was great. And I say, a bit like Steven's story earlier. Yeah, I think they raised about £8,000 or £9,000 over the course of those 2 nights, and that was, they had this idea. The way they thought they were going to do it just didn't work, and so they rang me on the off chance, said, "Nick, do you have any idea how we can do it?" And I said, "Well, there's this software called BeLive.tv." I said, "I've been producing with it for about actually it was only about 6 months at the time, and it was great, absolutely fantastic." Oh, thank you, Lottie. Yeah, getclientswithvideo.co.uk. Just go find me there. Fine.
So Nick, if people want to use your services as a live stream producer, where can they find you? How can they connect with you?
Yeah, oh, beautiful. As Lottie just put up there, it's getclientswithvideo.co.uk, or you can email me, nick@getclientswithvideo.co.uk. Facebook, all the same. YouTube, just go type it in. I promise you'll probably find it.
Thanks very much, Nick. So if you're watching the show again, this week is week about live video producers and why you should hire a live video producer so that you can focus on your content. You won't have to deal with the technical issues, because as a live stream producer, that is our job, to deal with the technical difficulties so that you can focus on the delivery of your content. And
Sorry. Technical problems from Switzerland. We've got feedback.
And things that you can do when you use software like BeLive TV that we're using today, and for the rest of the week, we will also, there's so many choices now that you've got. We are totally spoiled for choices, and all of us can use a variety of different live streaming tools. Tomorrow we will demonstrate StreamYard. On Wednesday we will demonstrate Restream.io. On Thursday, Melon. And on Friday, yours truly, Steven, will produce with OBS.Ninja. So those are the different softwares. There's a lot more softwares, and maybe in the next series we will address some of the other software that is available. And today we were talking about BeLive TV. So some of the things that you can do. We do know that you can go live just from your mobile phone, but there are specific things that you can do when you're using software like BeLive, and when you have a live video producer. You can do things like show your logo and your branding on screen. You can display key points, reminders, contact information, and you can scroll that at the bottom of the screen the same way that you see people do on television. You can show a title. You can have a scrolling text at the bottom. You can have slides that you can play on screen. You can play videos on screen. And then you can have guests on screen. On the BeLive TV platform, you can have 4 guests on screen. And there are different screen configurations. So as a live stream producer, before your show, when we're busy doing the planning, because we plan out the entire show with you, we will plan out the various steps. We will find out what it is that you want on screen, how you want to display it on screen. All those steps are things that all those little moving parts we'll discuss with you prior to the show, and make sure you understand all the technicalities. And then also, of course, after the show, you can get a recording of the broadcast, which you can put onto your website, for example. And as the other producers, Nick mentioned earlier, for example, and as well as Marco, you can repurpose that content. You can take sections of it. You can put it onto all the other different social media channels. And one of the things that BeLive TV does really well is that it has a built-in editor, so that you can have different sections of your video that you can reuse and repurpose, either to promote the show or highlight reels. You can have lots of different highlight reels from just one video. So lots of content that you can get out of just one live stream. So again, thank you for joining us today. This was the first of the live video production week. Do join us for the rest of the week. Tomorrow we've got David on StreamYard. On Wednesday we will have, I think it's Marco, who will be using RestreamIo. And again, on Thursday, we will have Nick in the control room with Melon. And again, on Friday, yours truly, Steven Healey on OBS.Ninja. So please join us for the rest of the week. And so I'm going to say thank you very much to every single one of you that has joined us live. And if you're going to be watching this on demand, thank you for watching us as well. We do just want to apologize for the technical difficulties we had. And again, as I mentioned in the beginning, we are at the mercy of the internet. And today, 2 backup systems failed on the internet. And one of the reasons you want to use a live stream producer is that it takes time to have confidence live. And so all of us that are live stream producers, we've been producing for a substantial amount of time. And so when things do go wrong, we have the presence of mind to find alternatives, to make a plan B, and just roll with the punches. And so a huge big shout out to Steven today, who at the 11th hour, at the very last minute, was able to just jump in and save the show for today. So thank you very much, Steven, for doing that. Thank you everyone who's joined us on screen today. Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Lillian. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Nick, was great having
Thank
you.
you for having me.
Have a great rest of the day. And to our audience, goodbye for now from Cape Town in South Africa. Take care, and we love you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Two things. This is a team effort, which is why it worked. And we've got a team of 10 people, all of whom we value. And we do have persistence, patience, and a sense of humor. That's what sees us through, which is why I can issue this challenge to Nick. Who can change their green screen quickest?
Oh no, I got to get up.
No, it's your turn. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Okay, stop streaming.